Hello everyone. Welcome to another show of the AI.net and the community stand-up. You know the deal. My name is Bruno Capuano, part of the Cloud Advocate team. And I'm super happy today because I am here with Justin. Hello, Justin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Justin, and I'm colleague with Bruno.
Yes, we work together. And because we work together and we talk about AI and more, we decided to start showing a super cool, we are going to talk about semantic kernel, fortune teller, a lot of stuff, but MCP is hot right now. We literally released a couple of days ago where you can build MCP servers with Azure functions. We have this available in Python, TypeScript with Node, and C#, of course. If you take a look at the resources, you can see also the repos with the C# implementation in example. And if you are more lucky enough, you can see our manager. This is Matt, Justin, and we both share the manager. And Matt did an amazing 10 minutes, it's 11 minutes video showing how you can build this. So, this is also the chance to oh my God, I leave Matt in the worst frame ever here. So let me put this. This is our manager, and he's also a good friend. But take a look at this because it's a nice, if you're using functions, this is a nice step-by-step of how you can build this.
That's correct. I watched that video. Then it actually gives us a lot of insight, and we can, deploy our MCP server into the remote place that may be shared within the team project or within the organization, something like that. So it's really cool.
Yes, and I'm seeing, and this is also, we are not going to talk about MCP today, but I also have the feeling that we are doing a lot of MCP on the client side. People are running a lot of MCP locally with Cloud Desktop and Visual Studio and more, but we are starting to kind of, let's figure out what's happening on the server side. So running MCP servers in Azure function is kind of the best of the world because you have a function there, you can scale, and of course, everything that you already have in terms of scalability, enterprise, security, and more. So, once again, take a look. The repo is there. It's super, I don't know. I need to give it a try also because using functions, Azure functions really, really makes sense. But today we are going to talk about something different. Yes, Justin?
Yeah. So we are not talking about the MCP tonight.
No, what we are talking. Do you want me to bring your slides?
Oh, sure. Yeah, please.
So what are we talking today?
Yeah. So it's about the LLM is incapable of. So what we are talking about that is that thing. So let's think about this. So while we are using the LLM, so one of the typical the symptoms that LLM has is the inaccurate data thing. So we used to use the term hallucinations, but anyway, so it generates anything, right? So they try to generate anything. So it's kind of the really sometimes it's the frustrating. So something like, so if we move on to something this, so this is the one of the typical example. So I asked the OpenAI that which is bigger, 3.9 or 3.11. Then the 3.11 is bigger. It says something like that. Of course, some like the latest model or the more expensive model has got accurate answer, but usually it returns something like this, which is not correct, right?
Yes.
So this is something we need to figure that out. Especially something LLM is slightly incapable of generating the answer is about like the kind of the complex calculation part, scientific calculation or something like that. So in that case, how can we manage it? The good thing is that the Azure Container Apps, the offer, it has got an offering called dynamic sessions. When we use ChatGPT Playground or Azure AI Foundry Playground, we might be able to see the code interpreter stuff, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, the code interpreter takes care of all the scientific calculation using Python code. So, but if we are using the AI stuff through API, then code interpreter might be not be in the case. So how can we use this? So these dynamic sessions is really good for that. So the concept of the Azure Container Apps dynamic session is that this is the official image from the Microsoft Docs, that we have main application on the blue box, and the main application generates some sort of code. Are you sure that that code is also okay? I don't believe it, because we mentioned before the hallucinations. So the code generated by LLM might be potentially harmful as well. So in that case, we can't trust on that generated code. So we have to verify before taking it. So in that case, we just send that code bit into the code interpreter, which is the Azure Container Apps dynamic sessions. So this is a session pool on when the purple boxes. There are a bunch of the session pools in a container, which is already running on the cloud. So we just send that code bit into the session pool. Then it immediately spins up and take the code and runs it and return the result. And the good thing is that dynamic session is fully sandboxed. So it just spins up, run it, and dispose it. And if there is something wrong, the container itself goes away. It doesn't have any impact on our main application. So that's the good thing of using the the dynamic sessions. Right?
Hey, that's cool. And this is something I know that we have this code interpreter as part of agents, foundries, and more. But this is not the full set of agents. This is just a container pool that is going to run the isolated piece of Python code, and then super fast, super quickly run and get out. Isolated, done. Yeah. Oh, I like it.
Yeah, I like this feature. So what we have is there something like when we send a simple like the primary school student grade simple math calculation, it also generates a Python code and send it to the dynamic sessions. Then run it and returns the result. And even today's demo is about the fortune telling stuff, and also it requires a lot of the mathematical calculation behind it. So we can use the dynamic sessions as well.
Yes, and hey, that's super important. Do not trust if you are using large language model, and I know they are becoming better and better and better. We even have Llama 4 now, which seems to be crazy good. But always have a human in the loop. Do not trust blindly to whatever they do. Even people doing vibe coding right now, they are very good generating code, but you still need to take a look. And in my personal experience, take a look and see what they have there.
So even though think about that, imagine you and Bruno, you and myself are doing a certain project in a team, and or if you are a customer of my service or product and you input something, I personally trust you, but I don't trust your input.
Yes.
So because that's the basic 101 of the developing the web applications, right? So we have to be very careful, not trusting user input. So something like that. So LLM, although the LLM generates something, we don't have to. We should verify before taking it. So that's the idea.
Cool.
Yeah. So So this is the demo I'm going to show you today. So it's very interesting. It's kind of funny, right? So that something like the fortune telling is very the unscientific. But we are using this kind of analysis with very scientific the technology, right?
So, hey, we have technology and let's use it for something fun. I am, you know me, I am always up to something fun, and this seems to be a fun one.
Yeah,
I like it.
It could be entertaining, right? So, in order to analyze the fortune teller stuff using the Korean style the astrology, is that we need to calculate perpetual calendar stuff on ACA dynamic session. So for that case, just who anyone who don't know about the 4 pillars of destiny analysis is that we need to take the both year, month, date, and time, and birthplace. So these 5 elements, and the width, and everyone. So everyone was born in different place and different time, and based on that, they have their own perpetual calendar date, and based on that date, the 4 pillars destiny can be analyzed. So this is how and that calculation is usually it was back in the days, like 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, we are supposed to live in one region, right? But now we are all global, so everyone is born in different the country, even something like that. So you live in the Toronto, I live in Korea, these kind of things. So someone was born what if someone was born in another country or another city? Then we have to adjust their perpetual calendar date based on the location. So that's why we need to bring some more complex calculation in that thing. So so let's think about that. So this is the actual analyzer, the architecture. So we are using the dotnet Aspire application. And we have a Blazor the front end UI, and the ASP.NET Core the backend API, and within there we will definitely use the semantic kernel for the orchestration stuff. And we talk to Azure OpenAI, and also the Azure Container Apps dynamic sessions is embedded into the semantic kernel as another function calling.
So we can, just to double check, so we can use dynamic sessions, containers apps dynamic session with semantic kernel.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool, isn't it?
Yes, because if you already, I know there are a lot of people who are using semantic kernel. So if you're already using semantic kernel, this is just a plus that you have there, same base code and more, and you can take advantage of it. Oh, that's nice. That's cool.
Yeah. So think about this. So we are basically using Azure AI Foundry Playground with semantic kernel, talking to the ACA dynamic sessions as a code interpreter.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. So let's move on to the code side. So this is some code, and now I'm just so let me show you about the actual OpenAI returns the data, returns the questions. So I just basically this is usual stuff. So I connected the OpenAI, and initiated the API application, and I sent those environment variable to from the app host to the API application, and of course I connect the OpenAI into the backend API. Also, the front-end application knows where the backend API is. So this is
Sorry, Justin, but I see that sometimes you show me this, and this is a super nice hack for everyone who is using Aspire and want to use GitHub models. We are going to share the repo, we are going to share the code, but take a look at this, because this is a nice hack how you can get access to GitHub models later if you want to run it there. We still don't have, I think we need to talk with Aaron to have an easy way or a cleanest way to add GitHub models with the
That's right.
I'm sorry. Yes, with the Aspire community toolkit somewhere, but this is a super nice hack of how you can use models in the Aspire application. Sorry, I see this and I say, hey, I like this.
That's fine. The GitHub model is free of charge, so it's the free, and you can experiment it with free of charge. So I prefer for this demo case, that's enough. So I don't have to use the Azure OpenAI for now. So this is
please go.
So this is something. So we are initiating the OpenAI through connection string to connect to the GitHub model, and this is the API backend API side. So we just simply because we got initiated from the app host sent the OpenAI client, and we just receive it and just edit, and that's it. to create the OpenAI the client.
Yes.
And with that, we are injecting the semantic kernel instance with this OpenAI client, and just simply add OpenAI chat completion instance into there, something like this.
Cool.
And then return the kernel. So we basically have the semantic kernel instances as a singleton. Now we are using the kernel service. This is the service layer of the backend API. And here we have the invoke chat messages content sync, right? And yeah, this message just simply gets the chat completion service and just run it, streaming chat messages async. That's it. So with this information, just simply run it. So let me run this application. .NET watch run 4 pillars analyzer AppHost. We are definitely using .NET Aspire. So we just run the AppHost. We don't have to worry about the API application or Blazor application running separately. Just we use it. Then it will run. So it will display the .NET Aspire dashboard. So just wait a few seconds. It will be it's now compiling. Yes, coming on. So what's happening? Okay. So oops. The idea of this application, this demo, is that we are just displaying a very simple chat message using the .NET Aspire and the semantic kernel. So it's opening here. It takes a little bit time.
Hey, no problem. Demo time. There it is.
So now I'm going to ask the question about the very the simple math question. So see how it's going. So which number is bigger, 3.9 or 3.11? So as a human being, we know the answer.
Yes.
But as an LLM, so as an LLM, it says, oh,
the model is updated. The model now it's better.
Oh no! It gets smarter now. So when I tested just before, it says, oh, 11, 3.11 is bigger. So let's double check. Are you sure? Then say something different. Maybe.
Oh, you trick it.
Oh, yes, indeed. 3.11 is indeed greater than 3.9. So it returns something different, right? So this is not like consistent. Yes. So how can we change this behavior? How can you change this behavior? So I'm going to stop it for now. Then now git. Right. So let's go back to the second demo. So I'm going to change it back to the second demo, and now, so I use the same thing now, and the different part, the API application part. Let's take a look. We use the same thing, but this time I add session Python plugin, which comes from the Azure Dynamic Sessions.
Okay.
Yeah. Another one is the plugin, and after that, the plugins added from the session Python plugin, which takes our query into the dynamic sessions. So I already created Azure the Container Apps dynamic sessions instance and get the endpoint and the API key on the session. So if I just run it, and it will return something. So let's get back to here. So this time I'm going to call invoke dynamic sessions contents. Okay. And always answer in English. And here, can you see another one? See,
yes, that you enable the functions. Also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because dynamic sessions is imported as a function calling. So if we enable this part, then it will automatically detect, oh, I have the code interpreter session. So I will just use it. The semantic kernel think like this.
So just double checking. No, now I get it. So it's going to be added as a function calling, as a function, and if the model supports function calling, every time that you have some math, whatever, and it need to do math, is going to try to solve the math with the function run. And at the end is going to be code in Python using dynamic
That's
session.
right.
Oh, that's smart. I like it.
Yeah, indeed. So let's run this application again. Now let's think about this. Now it will change something. So once the application is up and running, now here we go, and the application is open now. So I'm just simply I'm just simply use this, and then I will show you the grade 6 math questions.
Okay.
So there are 20 dogs and chickens, 27 dogs and chickens at the backyard. And altogether there are 86 legs. Now, so how of 27 dogs and chickens have, how many legs? How many dogs are there? How many chickens are there? So, the dogs have 4 legs and chickens have the 2 legs. So it should calculate something, right? So if I click send button and check the log file, log data here, then it calls. So when you can see something different here. So when you see log and it just the thinking, and
you have the logical handler, you have the client handler,
and it will go to something. Oh, it takes time.
It's spinning up right now in the cloud a couple of dynamic session. I mean, you have a resource. I'm guessing that we already have a dynamic session pull up, and it's spinning one.
Yes, here we go. So can you see that now it talks to the dynamic sessions?
Oh, ACA sessions.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Can you see that the function is complete? So sessions Python plugin is executed, and then it gets the data. There are 16 dogs in the backyard.
Cool.
So I will ask it. Tell me about your approach. Then it will generate an answer how to get that 16 dogs. And it says, okay, so define the variables, blah, blah, blah,
that's nice.
Something like that. Then it returns something, but it doesn't hit the dynamic session yet because it's just generated by LLM.
Yes, now, but this is basically the description of the Python code that was generated to solve the problem. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So if I ask this again, show me the Python code that you used for this calculation, then it will go into the dynamic session again to generate the Python code.
Okay.
So it will display us with, okay, this is a Python code. We are going to see something like that.
Okay, and you have the equation, symbols, the two. Oh, perfect. 16 dogs and 11 chickens.
That's right. So that's how we can use dynamic sessions for the complex math calculation. So we just use the primary school level grade and the math calculation, but we can use this as a
one question, Justin, because we show the code and we show how we have it here. Is there a specific package, NuGet package that we need to add? Do we have a semantic kernel dynamic session, whatever? Or
that's a really good question. That's a really good question. So if I want to, I really want to show the project here. So I only have this the agent core.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, and the plugins core. So these two things are the main thing.
Oh, okay.
So there is no additional the package to be installed to call the dynamic sessions. It's already in there.
I didn't realize. I was thinking that, okay, maybe we have a semantic kernel session or a dynamic session or whatever, but we are using agents and plugins. Hey, that makes sense.
That's right. Yep. And also, you know that the semantic kernel agent framework has gone to GA a few days ago.
Yes.
which is really cool.
Yes. Take a look at that, everyone there, because Semantic Kernel, our friends Rosers and the whole team, Roser Barreto and the whole team, they make it GA. So this is super cool. Yes.
Yep. Now let's start this second demo. So I'm moving on to the third demo, which is the 4+ Destiny analyzer. So we move on to the 4+ Destiny analyzer. So let's go back to the code side. This time, we have the same thing. We have the same thing, and now in here, still the same thing, because we just still add Python plugin and use the add the Python plugin into the semantic kernel. So that's the same thing. The only difference is that we changed the kernel service into the fortune teller agent, right?
Okay.
And we use fortune teller the YAML file, which is this one. So it's just the Korean stuff. So you don't have to worry about that. So what it says is that, okay, I need your birth date, birth year, birth month, date, and time and place. And based on, so that's the input argument, input parameter. And then based on those information, we calculate the Python code to generate get the perpetual calendar value.
Okay.
And based on perpetual calendar, you are doing the analysis, something like that. So this is the one. Now, the same thing happens, and so we get the we create the agent with the check completion agent, and we just convert that YAML file into the agent.
Yes.
And then same thing happens, the auto function calling here. Now, and we get the argument from the visitor details from the check. And for everyone's the convenience, I ask the agent that, oh, you always answer in English.
Yes, and one second there, because if people are not aware of this and haven't used this in a while, one cool thing that we have when we do functions and tools and more with semantic kernel is this import from YAML. That, again, I haven't used this in a while, but I see it's here, and I always remember that if you have something that you can extract to an external file where you can define your prompt, variables, and more.
That's right.
Doing this in YAML, I'm not a fan of YAML, by the way. I am the worst with tabs and more. Yeah. But if you can do this, the semantic kernel is super useful to do that. So
that's correct.
I like it. I like that you have it. This is super organized.
Yeah. So, like, think about this. There are two ways of building agent. One is from YAML file that I just showed you, and the other one is just native codeway.
Yes.
Right. So with this native codeway, because I don't show now not this time, but with this codeway, native codeway, we can directly talk to like database or external APIs or even something else, right? So this is really the handful feature. But now we are focusing on the YAML file as an agent template. So
cool.
Yeah. And at the very beginning of the chatting history, I will just add always answer in English, okay, as a system message. Now, with this information, so let's run this application again. Now, I'm not sure my GitHub models token has already used up or not, but just wait.
No, but hey, just a reminder for everyone. If you want to test these things, GitHub models are great. They are free. You have a daily quota that you can run. It's not for production, so we may hit the limit here, but hey, it's cool.
That's right. So we have the dotnet Aspire dashboard, and I'm going to just click that. And now, so yeah, okay, hey, I'm your fortune teller. They using 4+ Destiny analysis. And tell me about your birth year, month, date, and time, as well as your birthplace and your gender. So for the analysis, the analysis is can be different from depending on if that person is male or female or something like that. So I need to understand the gender. Okay. So based on that information, I'm going to just I just made up someone. That person is male, and his the birth date is he was born in 1997. the March 30th, 11:30, and in Toronto. Okay, so nice. So
hey, I may know someone. I may know someone from that with that.
Okay, so you know someone? I have no idea who that is. Right. So let me send. Click the send button, and it will definitely hit the dynamic session. Just wait a few seconds. Then click there, and you will be able to see dynamic sessions is being called just in a few seconds. Here, can you see that? Yeah.
Yes.
And it calls that. Now, okay, providing best idea or something like that. Okay. So yeah. So
okay, and it's also explained what it's doing and more. Hey, that's cool.
Calculate the 4 pillars: year, month, day, and hour. And with this information, it will do something. So solar time adjustment and conversion of Gregorian date into the Chinese Lunar New Year, and mapping all the heavenly stems and the earthly branches. And based on those things, this is the analysis. Okay, so let me ask another one. Okay, what is this person is 2025 fortune? Then it will return this year's analysis report.
By the way, while this is thinking, I will quote thinking. If someone wants to understand or translate or do these kind of things, Copilot is amazing. In one of our repos, the Generative AI for Beginners repo, we have someone helping us with the translation for China.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he was submitting pull requests with translation from China. And I'm not completely sure of the quality of the translation. So I use pull requests with Copilot in GitHub and say, can you help me to figure out that we are not using some profane language or whatever? And it works really, really, really great. So if someone wants to, someone picks a piece of code that you speak English or Spanish or whatever, and it's another language, and you want to translate, Copilot is there to help. So hey, there it is. Sorry, we are back.
Yeah, it keeps generating the analysis report. So for this year, and the fortune breakdown, career and ambition, the wealth and finance, and the relationships, challenges, something like that.
Oh, so my
this
God,
is how. So that's very detailed analysis report, actually. Yeah.
No, but this is fine. This is nice. We need to make it this public and generate something there and give us feedback.
This is the in Korea, there are so many like this kind of pseudoscience stuff is happening. So it's just for fun, and it's really good for like the small talk and isolate the what is it? The ice breaking stuff.
So yes, really I like it. Yeah. For this kind of shit, as you mentioned, I like it. Even going backward, even asking with someone and from here to say, hey, and you know how we generate this? And you start to get background with, okay, we use these models, we use dynamic sessions, we use semantic kernel. Hey, that's great. This is a super fun one to do. And once again, it's a couple of lines of code that we have there. I like it.
Yeah. So that's the end of my demo.
Yes. Question before we move forward: is this code public? Is the people can take a look at the report somewhere?
Yes, it's public now, but the code bits a little bit ugly, so I need to make it a little bit clear down. But still, we have what is it? The people is the accessible, so it's a public repo. So where is the repo? Here we go. So this is the repo. So Semantic Kernel Fortune Pillars of Destiny Analyzer.
Perfect. Okay, so I am going to add this. It is going to be part of the public resources that we have here. So you can check it there. By the way, I haven't told this at the beginning that people probably noticed this. This is a recorded session. That last time I did something like this and I didn't did the disclaimer that we are recording this, a lot of people, why are you not saying so? Yes, this is a recorded session, but you can take a look at the report right now in the video resources if you want. Hey, I like it. So if someone wants to play around, I am going to play around. You can have it here. I like it.
That's so I will soon provide the agent in English. For now, it's just the agent. The prompt is only in Korean.
Hey, and if someone wants to help, they are doing the translation and more. I'm guessing that issues, pull requests, and like always, everything is appreciated. And we need to talk a little more about agents because yes, you just remind me that we went GA with those, and I mean, the semantic kernel people are always, I love the team because they are always doing amazing things. Literally yesterday, I was reading, let me share my screen quickly. I was reading about Roser's article about that they now support the news audio preview and audio preview mini, I think is the other one. So they have here literally the 10 lines of code that you need to do the audio, to work with the audio models, with the new audio model. So, hey, it's super, super cool. So take a look at, follow the Semantic Kernel team and more. And now, the final one before I forgot is that in our Azure Discord, Azure AI Discord, if you want, you can also see here, let me try to, oh my God, this is a mess. So this is my Discord. I hope everything is public, so that's fine. But here we have now the Semantic Kernel team.
That's right. Yeah, we have Semantic Kernel channel in there.
Yeah, so in the channels, we have the Azure AI for .NET, Python, and more. But the Semantic Kernel, I only have 3 channels here. The Semantic Kernel, they move there. So you can take a look and talk. And the channel is always super hot. We have a lot of people asking questions, or a fat question, a lot of people answering questions. So anyone have some questions, anyone wants to know more about Semantic Kernel, give it a look go to the Azure AI Discord because it's the place to have faster questions and more. A lot of people ask me questions in I'm going to get there, sorry. In LinkedIn, and I always said, I'm late to answer all of my LinkedIn questions. So I try to answer them, but I will also advise people to go to the, in example, Discord, Azure AI, because there's a lot of info there.
Right.
So, hey, Justin, this was a fun one. I really like it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. It's glad to hear that you enjoyed this session.
Yes, and hey, first time also doing something with dynamic sessions. I want to add that as a tool in my toolbox. So I really, really appreciate that. And I know that Anthony Chu is going to be happy also about this. We need to tag.
That's right.
This. Justin, thank you very much. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
See you next one. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.